listening mode. I hope that is about correct. Okay, here you go. Hey there. You want to talk? Oh, no, I'm all good then. Okay. Richard,
No one knew it at the time. We actually had to get.
Hello?
Hey, it was funny because it was just like a.
Hello? A little hole.
Oh,
Lift it, you mean up a little more? Hello? Hello? Happy New Year? Happy New Year! Hey, thank you for coming today to ring bells and share some poetry and proclamations and performance with us. Coming from, the kind of modern community that doesn't have ritual, that we all agree with. I think it's important that we create our own ritual. And even though New Year's Day is based on a calendar and it's very arbitrary, I think it's important to at least celebrate renewal at least one time a year and let this stand in for like all the New Year's mornings of the year. So we are going to celebrate with some poetry. It's an open mic. I encourage everybody to share some New Year's stuff. We don't get the bonfire of regret this year because it's a spare the air day. So we're going to find some other way to shed our regrets. I think it might be appropriate to, and I encourage you guys, anybody who wants to ring these bells, I've got some bells here, and I know that some of you folks have your own bells. I'll point out a few bells that you should enjoy. This is a two-person bell here. It promotes harmony when you ring it with another person. We've got the pole bells. These like scatter. This is like. Please ring those bells to celebrate New Year's.
You have a couple more mallets?
There's a bell right there too, right? Another bell. If anybody wants a bell, another hand bell. So grab bells, share bells. There's some tambourines that are also very nice bells. Richard has a bunch of bells.
How'd that go?
boy, that's like a out of city.
There we go. This is good.
As a sort of a New Year's project, I taught myself to sing Auld Lang Syne backwards. Let me see if I can find So this is Auld Lang Syne, what it sounds like backwards. Njas gnau gloro, tasted new for puka cake blue. Njas gnau gloro. I'm singing too high. Radium, njas gnau gloro. Njas gnau gloro, siedana. Togo feed, snit naked lodlush. Nam od kerbra vendana. Togo feed, snit naked lodlush. Sort of a mess up.
Another Declaration of Independence. It is late night at a coffee shop on Telegraph Avenue in Berkeley. A couple of drunk kids pound at the piano, singing badly, for some over-enthusiastic friends, while a homeless couple, not smelling very good, sits with a little girl, perhaps 4 years old, drinking apple juice from the nipple. I relish the sounds of the clattering dishes and the buzzed conversation of the coffee drinkers and the handsome young folk working at their computers in splendid earphone isolation. I even appreciate the collection of old literary fart types, arguing flamboyantly, spit-flying, shaking shabby paperbacks in one another's faces. It is another night spent writing in public places, seeking some sort of meaningful alternative to the life demanded of me. I am one of those lonely night haunters hunting a wanderer of all-night coffee shops and supermarkets, consumer of pacifying donuts in midnight desperation, seeking to justify my unjustifiable rejection of a life of dejection parceled out in minimum wage hourly chunks, life slipping out of my veins and down the drain, the stuff of my dreams washed away because some a-holes insist that dreams don't pay. I sit late on a weeknight guilty of unemployment, living on the dole. And Father, forgive me, I'm not looking for work. I'm more about take this job and shove it. I want to be paid for my love without being a prostitute. I don't mind if I'm destitute. I demand to be valued for my attitude of freedom purchased with hunger and courage, not compromise and underhanded manipulation of a system that sucks our humanity. If the cost of health insurance is freedom, it ought to be called for what it is, death insurance. The assurance of a life lived daily in bondage to the fear of dying while lying about the truth that you're already dead. It makes my head ache with hate, where small souls demand we participate in the execution of poetry by an aristocracy masquerading as democracy and demanding we spend our days in a daze of flaccid acquiescence in the damning of our own essence. What is this quintessence of dust? Rebel. We must.
Rebel! We must. We must. We must.
Rebel!
We must.
That's a rebel.
It's a rebel. Rebel.
That's the rebar.
The second poem is kind of a memory poem. It's actually a song. And it does have a shared portion. And the shared portion is very simple. It goes like this. Sail on, sail on, sail on back to me. Sail on, sail on, sail on back to me. Sail on,
Sail on, sail on back to me.
sail on, sail on, sail on back to me. My father tried to make a boat, bent the wood and lay down the braces, locked them down with nuts and bolts, dreamed of the sea and distant places.
Sail on, sail on, sail on back to me. Sail on, sail on, sail on back to me.
Riding on two old sawhorses, upside down through all its courses, my father's boat grew older, never seasoned by the sea. Often we children liked to play at house beneath its moldy roof, sensing in the weathered toy something of a secret truth, a truth that I have failed to find. My dad and I were never kind. We did not sail on kindred seas. He would not understand my needs, and when he died, I could not read.
Sail on, sail on, sail on back to me. Sail on, sail on, sail on back to me.
And now his boat's at last at sea, no more the coffin of his dreams. It bobs into eternity, but still keeps floating back to me.
Sail on, sail on, sail on back to me. Sail on, sail on, sail on back to me. Hey.